ahead and call the Monday, December 20th meeting of the Historical Preservation Commission to order. Thank you all for being here today. We first must take care of our consent agenda. If there's a motion to approve it as submitted from the previous meeting.
So.
All right, excellent. All those in favor? Aye. Hearing no opposed, we'll show the consent agenda from the November 15th meeting has been accepted. We can immediately move into new business. It looks like we have a short agenda for today, but as we call the property address forward, if you'd please come up to the podium, and from there, if you would please state your name and your residential address for the record, even if it's not the address of the property in question, just so that we have that on record, and then proceed to explain your COA as it's been submitted, and then we'll have some discussion. Thank you so much for being here today. And first up is 2236 Rivermont Avenue.
Good evening. Should I remain masked or take my mask off?
It's up to you. You may take it off when you're addressing the group if you like.
All right. Good evening again. Sharon Wheeler, 2236 Rivermont Avenue.
Thank you for being here.
Okay. Our request for COA involves a small back porch that we have on our house. It's a back porch that does not face Rivermont Avenue. Our front porch faces Rivermont Avenue, and so the back porch is facing an alley, actually, which is behind the house. It is directly under a sleeping porch, which will remain untouched, and the reason we want to enclose it is to have some space for a mudroom. We adopted 2 COVID puppies, which are now COVID dogs, and their kennels are in my kitchen. So we're trying to gain some extra space. It's not a large space, but it's enough to take care of all of the doggy paraphernalia.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Anyone like to make a motion for discussion?
I have a question.
Okay.
This, you can't see, it backs up on Riverside Park. But my question, Eve, is to you. In a situation like this where it is the back of the house and not the front and you can't see it, do we have to approve the windows and the door, or do we?
Yes, everything is still under your purview, even though it's in the rear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I did call to ask that very question,
Okay.
and was told that I need to get it approved. And I have gone through some other things that involve the back of the house and the front of the house.
Yes.
Can you just quickly explain sort of what type of material you're planning on using for like the siding, the windows, the doors? Just sort of a quick discussion about
We
that.
told the builder that we need to match the siding that currently is on the house, and he has on his drawing that he sent that he's going to put a vinyl window in, and I told him he could not do a vinyl window, that is against the historic regulations, that it has to be aluminum or wood. So he's aware of that. We want to put a door on that lets light in, and so it's going to be a full glass door that is divided into panes, because that has an older look to it, and then with 2 light fixtures on either side of the door, and then shutters on the windows. So we're trying to make it as nice and as historic looking as possible. And we told him we cannot have vinyl siding, that it has to. I'm sorry?
Siding wood currently?
I'm sorry?
The siding that's currently there, is it wood?
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Yeah. Have you picked out the light fixtures?
Not yet, but I know that you're strict about that, so we'll be careful. We wouldn't have to get that approved, would we? I could maybe call
Well-
that in with some pictures.
I think we would, wouldn't we?
It's possible. That's something we may be able to approve administratively based on what shows in the guidelines for you.
Since it is a change and it's new, that's something we would typically send to the commission.
Okay.
If you wanted to say, approvable administratively, or if the advocate is okay with it, then
Okay.
you would need to make that part of your motion today.
Anyone would like to make a motion?
So I move approval of the application pending administrative review of the light fixtures.
I'd second that.
Okay. Any further discussion regarding that?
I just have a
Yes.
clarifying question. So it's going to be in the existing footprint of the current porch, correct?
Correct.
And is there any work that's going to be needed to the foundation of that, or just building straight on top of what's there?
Well, there will be a building permit that will be taken out, so I can't answer that question until, I guess, people officially look at it with the building permit. But we do have professional builders who will be doing it.
Okay. Just wondering about if any of the foundation materials would be disturbed at any point.
Hopefully not.
Okay.
Did your builder say that he could affix everything to the existing post framing that's already there?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we wanted, because we had added a small deck that extended out, and we still want to keep that.
Sure. That makes sense. It's from the uncovered area, or I guess the dividing line between the uncovered and the covered area out to the edge of your rail of that porch per se, that is what, about 4 feet? Is that right?
Bill?
You mean from the...
From where those columns come
Where
down?
the mudroom would end to the, where the deck goes out?
Yes.
I'd say it's more like 6 feet.
Okay, it is a little further than I thought.
Yeah, so
Okay.
It's room enough to have a table,
Mhm.
some chairs.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Okay, any further questions? Hearing none, we can, oh, yes,
Just
go
one
ahead.
more question.
No, please,
Did
go
I
ahead.
see in the note that it said the window size was changing?
I'm sorry, I
Did I
can't.
see in the note that the window size was changing?
The window on the sketch looks too small as far as the scale of the
Okay.
house to me, and I would want it to be a little wider.
Okay.
And also the shutters will help that, the width of that also, but it looks a little dinky to me on the sketch.
Mhm. Okay. No? All right. Hearing no other questions, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it looks like you're...
Thank you, and you've made my puppies very
Thank
happy.
you. Best of luck with the work. Next up, we have 400 and 406 Harrison Street.
Hello, 400 and 406 Harrison Street. My name is Mormon Robertson. I'm representing Ralph Wilson,
Yes.
the homeowner. I'm with Dominion 7 Architects.
Excellent. Thank you for being here.
We had submitted for administrative review, and they met with Ralph Wilson over there at the site. And the scope of the work is we're looking at lengthening the existing rear garden wall. That wall is approximately 8 feet high. It varies in height. It steps down following the grade. The intent is to not exceed 8 feet high along the back property line. Along the right side of the property, we're looking at about 119-foot length of 8-foot wall, garden wall there. And it would stop at a point roughly in line with the front porch of the residence and the adjoining property. At that point, we would upgrade and do some repair work on the existing iron fence that runs along the front of the property and extends back on that side property line as well. There's some situation where it's leaning, we want to do some correction work there to get it back vertical. And then along the side that faces 4th Street, we're looking at roughly a 89-foot section of 6-foot wall, which would be interrupted by a vehicular gate, and then a smaller gate that's roughly 3 foot 4 inches wide that aligns with the existing walk that unfortunately is not shown on your drawing. And then from the termination of that point, at the point of that wall that's closest to the intersection of Harrison and 4th Street, we would turn back to the existing building and have another gate there, a metal gate. But that wall along that side would be 6 foot high.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand that the regulations indicate that wall on that side are supposed to be 4 feet high, but then when they reviewed it, they felt like it could be taller to the 6 foot high.
Okay.
The design of the wall the intent is to match the existing rear wall in design and just step it down following the grade. And in each case, the 8 feet will not exceed that on the rear line and on the side. And on the left-hand side, facing 4th Street, it would only be 6 feet high at its highest point.
Okay, I have a quick question. So in the rendering that, as I reviewed it, it sounds different than how you just described on the right side of the property. So you said the 8-foot wall would come down, but then step down at a certain point just at the elevation of the front porch, if you were to draw a line off the side of the house. And it would
come
step down to
and
4
stop
feet.
at that point.
But it would be, and I thought you stated that it would turn into a fence at that point, but on
Yes,
the
sir.
rendering, it's still a
Currently,
wall.
there is a metal fence along that side,
Exactly,
and the
yes.
intent is to replace a portion of that down to a point where it lines with the front of the residence. and the
With metal
adjoining
fence
property.
still.
And then from that point, the metal fence would remain.
Okay, all right. But did anyone else have the impression that that was wall all the way across the front?
The original proposal was to put a wall there, but after meeting on site, they've decided that they want to keep the iron fence where it's needs to be 4 feet maximum.
Great, okay, perfect.
And I believe you marked up the drawing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
To be quite frank, we thought we had missed the deadline for this meeting. And this drawing was submitted
Okay,
by the
that's great.
staff.
As long as I understand that fence situation, I'm good with that. Anyone else have any questions?
What material are you using for the vehicular gate?
It's a metal gate, similar to what's there. It would be slightly smaller in width because we're constructing some piers on each side that are similar to the existing piers that are along the back wall.
So not necessarily opaque panels at this point?
At this point,
Okay. On the front elevation at the far right-hand corner, is that gate wide enough for a vehicle? It is wide enough for a vehicle to get through as well?
yes, it is.
It is, okay.
And
But
we're
it
actually
wouldn't
leaving
be-
that.
It wouldn't be as wide as the other one?
Correct.
Okay.
We're actually leaving the existing gate that's
Oh.
there.
Okay.
It
perfect.
remains.
Anyone?
No, I was happy that Mike was happy.
Yes, yeah.
So I will move approval of the
Okay.
application.
We have a motion for approval. Are there any questions, comments, concerns? From Commissioner Lipsy, anything? No? Good. All right, we'll call for a vote. All those, actually, we need a second. We do need a second. All right, very good, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Hearing none opposed?
Thank you,
Ready to
sir.
go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's see, next up, we take up old business item, which is 315 E Street. Good
How you
afternoon.
guys doing this evening? Tony West, 297 Rankin Road, Stewart's Draft.
Nice to see you.
All right. What we're doing is, the house is appears to be non-contributing. We're just gonna put some insulation on the outside and wanna cover it back with a hardy board to make it a little more aesthetically appealing. It's already vinyl windows in it. Wanna take the vinyl windows out and increase the size a little bit and just put a different size window back in. That's pretty much it.
Replacing the roof with architectural shingles, yeah.
This petition, there was a whole lot more. Like replace the front door, replace,
Yeah, the doors, it's
The roof.
unusable, that's there now. It had been
Right.
kicked in over time. I bought it purchased it at a tax auction, so.
Yeah. Do,
I'm confused
Would you all
because
like
I'm
to-
looking at,
would you all like to go, we actually had 10 items that were.
Gotcha,
provided to
okay,
us
yeah,
to
the
review.
architect normally does it, he just couldn't make it,
Oh,
so
sure.
I came in, yeah.
We just
Yes,
want to
sir.
make sure that we're looking at it as a whole. Do commissioners would like to break this down and go through them individually, just to see that we're having
Yeah,
all the right
see
ones?
that.
Sure, that's
Yeah.
fine. So, let's see, item number 1 is the exposure of the fiber cement, exactly what Mr. West had just mentioned about putting the lap siding on the sides of the block. Any questions related to that?
What material are you using?
Hardy board,
Hardy board?
yes, sir, masonite.
I'm okay with that one.
Okay. Reconstruct and enlarge the front porch and rear porches with Trex decking and wood picket guardrails.
Yes.
and how about the size of the guardrails, or the picket guardrails?
Pickets normally have 36 inches height, just safety height, and they normally run in about a 6-foot span. But you can do 8 foot also, so I'm not sure what he had on the plans there, but normally 6 to 8 foot.
Are you changing the roof slope or any?
No,
sort of
no, sir.
roofing or-
So roof's the same, just changing it, probably go with a black shingle over that green and white that's on there.
And just to confirm, because it already has vinyl wood and sort of shingles, we're not allowed to sort of specify that that's not okay. So,
Let's see, and this,
Stepping back,
yes,
before we get away from the porch,
right?
just gonna, not the little 2x2 square
No,
suburban
no, sir.
unpainted stuff.
Yeah, that's right, yes, sir.
But
Will not be.
Number 3 relates to the porch as well. Having 4x4 columns and then a metal roof on top of that.
I generally like a 6x6 just to bolster it up, but I can go
Right.
with a 4x4 just for
I
safety,
think
structure.
The
looks
thicker
better.
would be better, and actually with, as opposed to just a Lowe's square 4x4 or something with a little profile.
You want a little profile decorative too? I got you covered. Yes, sir.
Okay. So vinyl windows replacing in-kind, although the size is a little different, it looks like.
Yes, sir.
can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit? What size are you thinking? How much bigger?
I'm not sure if Casey put them on there, but they won't be much bigger, just to allow some more lighting. Probably 6 inches total, probably like a 2x4 inch, something just to make it a little bit taller, but yet a little wider on the front. Mainly for the living room window, to make it more of a bay window or something a little bit nicer there. Which is the window to the right-hand side, I believe Casey has it.
So essentially, you'd kind of be adding, is it adding one larger window but taking away 2, correct?
That's it, taking away the 2 and
Yeah.
just increasing the size, yes,
Right.
sir.
Okay, let's see here. You have anyone have any issues with the infilling of those 2 windows that are on the ends? No, that's fine. Replace the front door in the same location with a half-light front swing door. Is that a metal door?
Normally do the fiberglass,
Okay,
fiber
okay, that's
type
fine.
cement. Yes, sir.
Okay. Infill existing rear door and install new full-height rear swing doors, and they're side by side, but accessing their egress for two different rooms, a bedroom and
Correct.
a
Yes, sir. In the
kitchen
living room.
area.
Yep, kitchen also, yes, sir.
Okay. All right, and those doors would be what material?
Same thing, fiberglass,
Okay.
yes, sir.
But full light?
Full
not
light,
half
yes,
light.
sir.
Okay. All right. Asphalt shingles, no worries there. Associated roof trim, fascia soffits, composite material, okay. And I see that the repair of the CMU block wall, obviously, before your siding goes on, it looked like there was a pretty decent crack running.
Yes,
down.
sir. We'll repair all that, insulate it, and then put the cement board on that
Okay.
exterior.
Mhm.
Foundation will just be porched on it. Nothing done to your foundation on it.
Okay. All right, anyone have any questions regarding those items then?
I think what's happening is good. I mean, I did do a quick look, went back and forth with Eve. I agree, it doesn't look like I wouldn't call it a contributing building. The period of significance is pre-1899.
Yeah.
And I think this is 1958.
Yes, sir.
So I think we're definitely outside of
Right.
what would be considered the period of significance. And if I didn't see on the district where they went building by building, house by house, and said contributing or non-contributing, but I can't imagine that this would be called contributing if they had done that. So
Right.
I'm fine with what's being shown as
Sure.
bringing it back to life.
Right.
Yes. It's got great views of downtown. Some of the
does.
nicest views, actually. If you stand on the porch and look back, it's
It really
gorgeous.
does. Yeah.
I think the biggest is, in Casey's drawing, in the architect's drawing, they look like just square pickets on the porch.
Yes.
Just make sure that they're not just little.
Little cheap. Yeah, I won't do it that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah. Hurt what I'm trying to accomplish.
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be my biggest thing on the list.
Okay.
Is the color changing of the exterior?
Yeah, we normally just go with something, I guess, no approval, white or gray or something like that, something that's kind of normally staff approval or something like that. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And any shutters or anything on the windows? that you
Probably
want?
not.
Okay.
I don't think it would need any.
Right.
Doesn't have much room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a lot of room on
Yeah.
it.
No.
Okay. Great. Anyone else have any questions or comments? No? Let's see, so we had a motion, I think,
Well,
did you?
I didn't, but I will.
Okay.
It's in my district.
Right. All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Mr. West?
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great
Bless you.
evening.
Have a great time. Merry Christmas to you. All right, let's see. Well, that actually concludes the old business. I will mention that I received an email from Travis McDonald out at Poplar Forest, and he is on this isn't directly related to HBC business, but I'll bring it up. He's looking for, through the Lynchburg Historical Foundation, if we have any recommendations for merit award winners this year, anybody that's come before us for major work or anything reviving a property. So not that we need to have anything right now, but if a project this year you believe warrants merit and recognition by the Lynchburg Historical Foundation, just send it to the group in an email or send it to me in an email, and I'll pass it along to Travis. In the event that a property is fresh on your mind but does not have a merit award sign on the front of it.
2236 had a merit award.
Mm-hmm, it does.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have anything?
Just to let
Bring
you
it?
know, my
Yes.
teaching schedule changed for the spring, so I will not be at any of the meetings until May.
Oh, my. Okay, understood. We will miss you. Yeah. Best of luck with the new schedule. All right, very good. Well, meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Merry Christmas.